Kadeem Hardison. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
Johnny Callison here versus Mookie Betts. Now, this is not going to take long because Johnny's swing is really, really simple. He's got his elbow right here. You know, it's basically, boom, it's ready to go in the slot. I don't know what's going to do. It might go up. I haven't looked at this yet. He's got a very bent arm, which he loves. He loves to have that bent arm. Mookie's arm is even more bent, but he's gonna load this arm slowly and gradually, and it's going to give him what I call, adjustability in your swing. So if it's a fastball, you're ready to strike at it. If it's a breaking ball or off speed, you're able to adjust to it. Now, I think Johnny, his swing here is not going to have any adjustability. Now, Johnny's a player that can definitely move on to the next level. I mean, junior college, 4-year for sure, because he can play everywhere. You can put him at any infield position. He can throw the ball from all different angles, has a good arm. You can put him in the outfield. You can probably put him at catcher, and he can pitch. You can put him at all 9 positions. That's very valuable. Now we just got it. The main thing is, can we consistently use this little stick that we're holding and hit the little white baseball, like Mookie Betts does? All right, so let's see Johnny here. He starts with his feet in a good spot. Let's see where they do. He's actually going to do a negative stride. So he actually strides backwards, and now his feet are really close together. If you want to do no stride, that's fine, but now our feet are so close together, you don't really have a good base to work from. Go ahead and go forward. All right, so he's going to drift. He's going to drift forward just a tiny bit, but I mean that's simple. You can drift that much, but since your feet are so close together, you really can't afford to drift forward at all. And you can see, not only does his knees come together, they almost start together. So, like Mookie's he's gonna bring. I'm guessing he's gonna bring this knee back, and then he's gonna get separation. This knee's gonna get away from that knee a little bit. Let's see if it does. And it does. He's going to reach out. And that's why this is the benefit of his stride. It's separation. Just like a pitcher reaching out with that front foot and his hand stays back, and then he's going to throw it. So but then Mookie's knees are going to end up coming together, but that's separation here where the foot goes out and the hands stay back. That's separation. Where Johnny here, with no stride, you don't have to have a stride, but you're going to have a wider base here. Because look, they start together, and you are using your lower half. They come together, and your back foot's actually coming off the ground, which is fine. Frank Thomas did that. A lot of guys do that. But the main thing I want to concentrate here on is how this arm gets straight. So right now it's totally bent, and Johnny likes to load and swing all at once. And that seems like, hey, that's a great idea. Let's just kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and let's load and swing at the same time. But you can see, so it's bent. So we're at frame 8, frame 12, 13, 15. And now it goes from bent to straight, bent to straight. And that's fine if it's the exact pitch you're looking for. So he's going to load and swing all at once. Paul Molitor kind of did this as well. But Paul Molitor used his lower half better, and he stayed through the ball better. I mean, Johnny ends up in that's a good spot right there. Let's see where he's at on contact. I can't really see it, but that's a pretty good spot. I mean, look at that line right here. Just the same line that Tatis Jr. had. But it's hard to not have that line when your feet are so close together. You're gonna, it's gonna be a pretty vertical line. I'd like for this foot to be back here somewhere, and your head be back in here so that swing can stay in the zone longer, because your swing with such a narrow base, it's going to go in and out of the zone pretty quick. But the main thing here is you're loading and swinging at the same time. So it's straight and we're swinging. It's bent, 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 straight, and we're swinging. If that's the perfect pitch you want, that's a fastball. Okay, boom, we can get it. But what if that's a curveball? Straight and swing. Oh, it's a curveball. Now you basically have to load again. Where Mookie over here, he's gonna have more of a smooth transition to his load. Bent, more bent than Johnny. Once again, like you see, that's bent, but that's even more bent. But Mookie's he's gonna straighten it out gradually, and that's gonna give him adjustability. So now let's straighten it out. He's reading the pitch, where Johnny had very little time to read the pitch because he sees it and go. Where Mookie, he's getting ready slow and gradually. He's reading it, still reading it, still reading it, reaching out with that front foot. Now his arms straighten it out, and now he's going to swing through it. And that's a home run. So you can see that's perfect. I mean, head right down to the knee, off his backside, great leverage, great extension, getting it out over his front foot. So the only problem I have here is where Mookie loads gradually, and now he has adjustability, and now his swing is going to stay in the zone much longer. It's going to stay in the zone much longer, and he's got a good base. That's not too far of a stride. Now Mookie does have a long stride. That is a long stride, but he does stay balanced, and he is able to transfer that weight to the front side and hit against that front side. Where Johnny goes from bent to straight, bent to straight. And those feet are so close together. If you're gonna go no stride, that's fine, but you got to get those feet a little farther apart, and you need to load that arm more gradually. I would love for this foot to move out here, and these hands, just like Mookie, where his foot goes forward and his hands, he walks away from his hands, so his foot's going forward and his hands are staying back. That's what you want, but we don't really have that here. The foot's going nowhere, and then we're just gonna all of a sudden bar that arm out just all at once. And if that's the pitch that you don't want, it's going to be hard to adjust to it. So he ends up in a good spot, but we need to smooth out that transition. Let's take a stride, and if not, let's widen our base a little bit, and we got to get that arm loaded earlier and more gradual, because it goes from bent to straight. Bent to straight. All right, so I mean, those are things you can work on in the cage, and if we can get this sorted out, and you're in a good position here. You take your knob to the ball. So there's a lot of good things with this swing. The only thing I don't like is that you load and you swing all at once. I like that you get the look at your elbow, gets in that slot really really quick and really easily. It's not your elbow doesn't like Drew. His elbow gets way up here and has to take a long ways. Well, Johnny's gets right there in that slot. He just needs to work on his load. It's got to be a gradual load and not all at once. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.